Is it in there?
Yeah.
If you could smell this. Ooh. Yeah, that smells bad. Not many flies in there though. They'd probably kill flies, to be honest. It smells that bad. No good for people with good noses or weak stomachs. What are we doing? Do you know?
I don't know.
We're going to head out the harbour into the wind, see where we go.
See where it takes us.
Yeah, see which way the wind blows us.
Guernsey BDS, mother vessel, Trinity Alpha.
How many days?
2 days?
6 days. Jesus, I forgot what to do.
All your gear's really dry, look at that. Remember, Matt, if you don't like it, you can come up.
It looks good.
It's stunning, mate. Honestly. No cannonballs.
Reverse.
I'll put the ladder and the flag up.
See you in 20 minutes.
See you later. Oh, you wet our chocolates. Yeah, keep going astern, Mish. Not too quick. It's a bit windy. We're all good. Pat's done alright. It's done nice there. He's got a couple of nice shankers in there as well. I haven't shed their shells, so you know they're still going to be good. One there, one there. Nice. Nice crab. I reckon it's a 55. It's now mine and Mish's go. We're the amateurs, Matt's a professional. I think Matt had 44, so let's see if we can beat him. I don't think we will, but we'll try anyway. Visibility today looks pretty good. We got 10 or 15 metres, I'd say. And we are outside the harbour mouth, so we're on a large curved area, large curved sandbank that kind of heads down into the deep. Typical depths between 20 and 30, and we're kind of skim along the side of this large berm, I suppose, of sand, and then we'll come up the other side and see what happens. We are diving in an area that is known for giving a few scallops. The spider crab are still buried deep in the sand. That's probably because they're trying to stay away from the octopus at the moment. There is actually large piles of these crabs still left around, which is kind of weird, different to other years. Normally they would have gone back down into the deep by now. Let's get some lights on, get a bit of colour. Looks a bit bland at the moment, making me feel cold. We're straight into the scallops straight away, pretty much. This is a decent sized scallop. These are the size we want, between 105 and 110 millimeters across the shell. Minimum size is 100 millimeters or 10 centimeters. Or for the Americans out there that are still in imperial, 4 inches. I've actually descended another 9 metres from where we were when we first dropped down. I don't really want to be going much deeper than this, so I'm going to keep it around about 30 metres. It's deep enough, we could go to 35, but you actually reduce the amount of time you can stay down if you go slightly deeper. So we're going to change tack and I'm going to follow this direction. The tide seems to have slightly turned and now we're going to head back with the tide. Just drift along nice and gently, hovering above the seabed. And fingers crossed we go at a sort of 45 degree from where we've just come, so we should see more scallop. We're not going back over the same ground we just swam over. Seems to be alright. Some nice scallops around here. I've dived this area loads of times before. I know we're not going to see any reefs or any rocks. We might see the odd small one, but we are on a large sandbank here, so I'm quite confident we're not going to run into any reefs. Sometimes we're getting clumps of seaweed that's catching me in my peripheral vision. Sometimes it makes me jump. Do actually wonder what it is, and I know we've seen some dolphins around here and we've also seen some other large fish, so I'm always on my guard. She's nicking my scallops now. How dare her. Doesn't really matter, we leave them on the boat for Richard anyway. We do get to take home whatever scallops we want, but it's the same as anything. When you eat them so often, you just go off of them. They're too rich for me. I will take them if I'm going to go to someone's barbecue, but apart from that, I'll just leave them on the boat. This is how scalloping used to be. It used to be one after the other. But, you know, times change, things change. At the moment, we are getting a lot less scallops than we were 4 or 5 years ago. But we had a decent run, to be honest. We had probably 10 years worth of decent scallops all the time, 100 plus. Well, maybe not me, but Matt certainly had 100 plus, and Richard had even more, and Jeff had more again. So it's just, I don't know, maybe the sea temp, not quite sure what it is, but we still get a nice little feed. Richard expects a couple of dozen out of us just to pay our way, so we can't complain. We've definitely got a couple of dozen here. Surprised we haven't seen any nice bottles yet. Only they don't tend to be up this far because they tend to roll all the way down towards the harbour. So we normally find them on the run down near the harbour. We're going to do that run next. Loads of other little fish around here. Poor cod. You will find them if there's any structure on the seabed, like even this old tyre. They seem to live around that. The coma, the most prolific fish in our sea now. Never used to see it, but now it's everywhere. Not quite sure what's going on here. It's like an old mooring line or something that's running through here. And it's an eaten. Looks like an octopus has had that one. But we're still finding decent scallops, so that's what it's all about. Having fun, getting to see stuff under the water, and just relaxing. Going diving's almost like a little bit of a reset. Once you're under the water, everything else in the background just disappears. Not quite sure what this is. Thought it was a bit of rock that had been cut completely flat, but it doesn't look like it is. Can't really tell, but we're actually slowly going up a bit of a slope. Still got loads and loads of air left. So we started off at 21, we went down to 30, we went along at 30 along the parallel to this sandbank, and now we're going to come back up around about 20 metres. You can just see it starting to flatten out. Doesn't show up very well on the camera, but believe me, there is a little bit of a hill there. This is a very old fishery we used to have, oysters. There's none left now. Not quite sure why, and it wasn't because of overfishing, because they're actually farmed. So I'm not sure. Maybe the demand for them had just disappeared, or maybe someone was doing them cheaper somewhere else. That is an old trawl cable there. Only takes a tiny little bit, like a piece of rope or anything, and it stops all of the shells and all of the debris and kind of holds it there so it shows up. Not quite sure what this is. I don't think it's... No, definitely not cold. Some sort of rounded stone. It's been on the shore at some time, because that's how it's rounded. Wouldn't have rounded under the water. We're going to carry on down this way, Mish. We're going to travel with the tide. We're getting close to the harbour, so any second now we're going to have to pull the plug and go back up. I'm quite happy with that. I reckon we've got 30, 35 maybe. That is a good bit of scallop in there, for us anyway. We've had very low numbers for a while, so I'm very happy with that.
What's that?
Nothing.
I should. Let's have a look at it. I can tell you what that is, marmalade. It's a marmalade jar.
Oh, no, it's Redder.
No, they're 10 a penny, chuck it back. You can find full ones of them. Keller's jam, it was here for a while, eh, when the sugar tax was in the UK. They used to bring it to Guernsey, make it's quite jammy. What did you have around with that? Look at the size of them. They're beauties. Look at them. I think I might have one, I don't know.
No, I'm not having that. No.
Tip. Oh, okay, we're going to do them separate.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, my excuse is, I was filming. It's rolling around everywhere. Alright. Competition time, I think Mish has beat me. I reckon you have beat me. By a dozen. Oh, she's found a small one.
Pull that 40 and put the 4 back.
40 with 4 back. Chuck them back, Matt can get them on the next dive.
Pretty good.
It's kept mine. 100 tow bars. Never guess what? Mish had 40, I had 40, but Matt beat us with 44. So pretty much that makes us semi-professional. Give or take.
And in my notice tomorrow.
Yeah. It's bounty time. Nice and cold. Where's Matty gone?
Matt's back in the water. He's fairly deep, so I'm expecting 20 to 25 minutes. And while he's down, we just relax and do our surface interval. Off gassing. It's not long before it's our turn again. We normally do about an hour surface interval. This location is just south of the harbour, so we're probably 250 metres out from the harbour, and we're heading in a southerly direction now. And this is going to be consistently pushing us down into the deep. Goes to about 45 metres. This dive is kind of a weird one because for me, every dive I do, there's kind of like an emotion that is linked with the dive. It's kind of a weird thing. But this one tends to get darker and sadder and deeper. And to be honest, it's not my kind of what I wouldn't call an enjoyable dive. But still, we do get to see stuff that's been chucked away. Bottles and bits of sherds and all that sort of stuff. Another thing with these dives is when you're going in a southerly direction and the tide's pushing you fairly quick, you tend to have a bit of an issue coming back up. I say it's not dangerous, but you're swimming and you're inflating your suit and all that sort of stuff, and you're trying to come up, but what the tide's trying to do is it's trying to pull you down into the deep. It's hard to explain. You kind of need to be there to see it, but that's how I'd explain it. Plenty of these bottles, which all of us as divers like. I don't know any divers that don't collect bottles. That one's a very modern one, so that one stays there. Also, I had a butterfly blenny in, so don't want to kick that out of its home, especially if it's got eggs inside. There is a few scallops here. They're not the best of quality. They're quite hard to find actually here because there is so much junk on the surface. And the last thing is the reason I don't like it is the noise from the harbour. Can you hear that propeller in the background? Normally what people do is they come out the harbour. As soon as they're out further enough, they just take a right or a left and just whiz over the top of you to go down to Fermain. Another thing we've done is we've changed our tanks. This is a sort of junk you see here. That's a bit of a tyre off of a crab pot. You know, the binding that they put on the corners to protect it. And there's loads of chunks of this stuff. These are sherds, different to glass. Glass is a shard and pottery is a sherd. Tend to look on the side of these or on the underside or on the top. Look for maker's plates. So we have found World War One or pre-World War One messware out here, which is really cool. It's kind of, once you see it, you know exactly what it is. Normally got a number on it, and the mess number is to do with a gun or a station that you sit around. So you'd have your table and all your cutlery and crockery. And the crockery, say it's on gun 13, you'll have messware number 13. And it's normally printed upside down because normally it goes in a rack upside down, so the number would appear to be upside down. I'm doing alright at the moment. I'm getting a few scallops. There's our competition. They're looking for exactly what we're looking for. Slightly different. If they don't find any food, they die. If I don't find food, well, hey ho. Didn't take us long to get down to these. We call these the slag heaps. This is all the slag that's out the boilers of the old steamships, and it starts off quite small granules, and what the sea's done is it's sorted it out into rows, slowly getting larger and larger and larger. But this is where the scallops tend to be. They find some of the hard substrate, and they're normally found up against these lines pretty much. this is a good bottle. This is a patent bottle. I can tell it's a patent bottle just by its form. When you look in the bottom, it's got a little round kind of nipple of glass inside there. That's called a mamil. And that was actually a nice bottle. On any other day of the week, I probably would have taken that, but I've got a couple, and you only really need a couple. In fact, you only need one of each bottle, to be honest. So I left that there for someone else. What's this? Looks like a manhole lid. Something cast. Yep, I think it is a manhole lid. Probably off the deck of a fishing boat at one time. Now it's a little bit of structure for fish to live under or in or around. Pretty rotten. The reason I turned it over to look is because sometimes they used to cast in the names of the builders within the lid. And it's pretty sad to me, but I do look around the island and take photographs of different builders that are either now defunct or no longer operating. But it's quite cool. Nice to see a manhole lid with a local name on. Right, we're getting to the end now because I don't really want to go deeper than 30 metres. Unfortunately, we either swim to our right across the tide and stay at this depth, because there's no way we're going to swim back on ourselves because the tide is just too strong, or we decide to call it a day and swim up. See, even the combers are hiding behind stones. Oh no, it's not a stone, some sort of little pot. That's quite cool. Really old shaped teapot. It's probably a creamer of some sort. Might have been more of a jug back in the day. And you do find some stuff that's mega old here, right the way back to Roman times. There's amphoras back the way we came. Richard is trying to get that shipwreck protected so people don't steal him, but I don't think he's ever going to get anywhere with that, which is unfortunate. Still getting some scallops. I'm expecting to get more scallops the deeper we go, to be honest. This is weird as well. So all the seabed around here is clay, this grey clay, which is quite malleable between the thumb and finger. But underneath this sand is clay, grey clay like that. And there's other stuff. Is that cannonball? Is it a cannonball? No. Nope. Something that's been fired. Almost like a round brick of some sort. Probably been ballast in a boat that's been chucked back over. As usual, plenty of old crab pots. This one looks like it's seen better days. Very colourful though. Because of the depth it's in, it's obviously made a bit of a structure for sea life to live in and around. That's the weird thing about fishing gear like that. It's lost and it then forms a home. And also it probably should be in the sea anyway. What's this? Looks like the head off the Smash Man, the Smash robot. If you remember that advert. I think it's the top of a hard pellet. It's a buff or a buoy, depending on what you call it, but it's one of them metal ones, just the top left. Looks like the fish are following us too. That's quite good. We've got down to 30 minutes and we've only got 2 left. 2 minutes until we have to go up. That's worked out quite well actually. As usual, plenty of air left, but that's the way it is. We'll send it in to get our tanks filled up, and it takes half the time to fill up if it's already half full. It saves the bloke in the filling station a bit of hassle. Oh, what's that? A bottle? No, rock. It's no good. Getting very close to cooling it now. Any second now we are going to have to go back up. Like I say, coma is absolutely everywhere. It's an old trawl cable, don't want to get caught in that. Ooh, look what I've just noticed. This is a greater pipefish. Normally see him in the shallows, not so much the deep. Now these fish are clingy. I want to give it to Mish, and he's not going to want to leave Mish now. Not quite sure why they do this, but they are one of the most clingiest fish. What, she'll put it back and it would swim straight back to her. Well, we got 1 minute left, so we can't play with this fish for too long. They are great friendly fish, these things. They remind me a little bit of seahorses, their heads. In fact, they are. They're just stretched seahorses. Now let's struggle to get back up to the surface, Mish. That's another benefit of finding stuff on the seabed. When you're on your way up, you can have a little look at it when you're doing your safety stop. I think that one's a British rail cop. Someone probably chucked it off the back of one of the boats. Just under half a tank left.
Matt's got his crab. How many did we have there? I had 12 and you had 10. Not bad. And now it's sort of cafe time. Some little kid doing the trips. Oh well, cafe time. Hope you enjoyed that last one. It's a bit of a slow progressive dark into the deep. And the thing, when we're trying to swim up, you just can't swim up. It takes forever, so I didn't film it. Scary dive. Rapture of the deep. Faraday, Liverpool. Survey vessel. It's got all the gobbins on it, look. Dripping in gobbins. Be worth a fortune an alley. Nice boat.
Thanks for coming along again, and thank you for making it this far in the video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And also, I always say this, I'll catch you on the next tide.